welcome to Sagittarius season. Thanks for tuning in to the Embodied Astrology podcast. I'm Renee Sills. I'm a consulting astrologer, embodiment educator, and the creator of Embodied Astrology. If you enjoy my readings, make sure to pre-order your 2025 Year Ahead Expanded Horoscope now. The Embodied Astrology yearly forecasts for each sign go in-depth with the most important transits, offering embodied suggestions for making the most of the opportunities and working skillfully with the challenges. A special treat for the 2025 readings will be sign-specific meditations that accompany your forecasts. You'll be able to use them throughout the year to increase and deepen your alignment with the upcoming year's transformative influences. You might also be interested in your 2024 annual reading, which still has lots of important information for the near and far future and prompts to reflect on the past. The 2024 readings are now discounted by 75%, and you can pre-order your 2025 readings or access this year's reading by clicking the link below. Embodied Astrology is much more than horoscopes and podcasts. It is actually a movement that is full of people who are interested in the ways that astrology can help us more deeply embody our earthly and universal intelligence. We offer ongoing classes, workshops, trainings, and community process spaces where we practice astrology as a language for living. We blend astrology with art, science, healing methodologies, and activist strategies. We hold space for ourselves and each other to expand and explore symbolism, mythology, and meaning. We queer, unpack, and evolve this ancient technology in service of our present needs and future potentials. If this sounds like something you've been looking for, or if my readings resonate for you and you want to take them to the next level, I hope you'll join us sometime. Stick around after your horoscope, and I'm going to tell you more about some of what we offer, how we work, and why I think embodied astrology is a great space for you too. If this work benefits you and you want to help me keep giving these monthly readings for free and help us keep all of our offerings available with financial accessibility and sliding scale, please take a moment right now to like, follow, and subscribe to our channels. This is the #1 way you can help us grow. This season's horoscopes are intuitive offerings for each sign of the zodiac. I hope that they serve and support you in some way. Listen for your sun, moon, and rising signs, and remember that not everything is for everyone, so take what works, leave the rest, and make the meaning that's most meaningful for you. Thank you so much for being here, and now, onto your horoscopes. Hello Capricorn, welcome to Sagittarius season. Sagittarius is, of course, the season and the sign that comes before Capricorn. So whenever we're working with the energy that comes before you, we are working in places of your deep unconscious. We are working with your psychology. We're working with your embeddedness and necessary entanglement across the webs of life, definitely including into the realms of the unseen, the unknown, and the as of yet unexplored. These are realms that are deeply spiritual, potentially, and also really ask you to consider the ancestral influences that you might be working with. And that includes, of course, your ancestors through your life and biology. It also includes the ancestors of the work that you do and the life that you live and your creativity and your inspiration and your spirit. And it also includes you as a future ancestor and a current ancestor. You are already a person who has created the world for those who have not yet arrived. So Sagittarius season is bringing a lot of opportunities to slow down, reassess, reconsider, and revise. We are working with 2 retrograde influences in the personal planets. That includes Mercury and Mars retrograde. Mercury will be stationing retrograde right as we get into Sagittarius season on the 25th of November, and Mars stations retrograde on December 5th. These retrograde influences last the entirety of Sagittarius season and into Capricorn season. And their influences are subtle, but also really profound. So I want to encourage you to pay attention this season to what feels off in some way. And off could include not right, not ready, you don't know what it is, but something just like doesn't quite sit right. It doesn't quite land right. Maybe it still needs to be refined. Maybe it is the right thing, but it's not right now. Whatever is moving forward as we head into Sagittarius season probably also will need to change over the course of this season and into the next couple of months. The ground is unstable right now for you because a new foundation is emerging. And so I really want to encourage you to not rush and to be with what is, even though what might come forward in this period of time could feel deeply uncomfortable and disconcerting. There might be kind of sudden feeling reversals. Particularly in your case, I feel like reversals of your sentiment and psychology. There may be energetic shifts that then have to create actual material and relational and directional shifts. And again, you really want to be listening to your intuition right now. And that can be really challenging for everybody. And particularly if you're the kind of Capricorn that likes to have an orderly process, and definitely if you're the kind of Capricorn that is really focused on ambition or goals or working towards a process, when your intuition comes up and it doesn't necessarily have a reason for why something doesn't feel like quite the right thing, quite the right place, quite the right time, it can be easy, especially for strong Capricorn placements, to try and push that away. A lot of you have a real strong capacity to just like keep your head down and keep moving forward. But this season in particular really needs you to be cautious of ego certainty and bold enthusiasm, and the kind of forcefulness or directiveness of will that you may have employed previously or at other times in your life to get you through hard times. And especially for those of you that are feeling depressed or despondent or confused right now, you will benefit actually from turning towards depression and despondency and confusion and giving them some time to just be what they are and actually illuminate you as to some of what their warnings or their causes might be. You will benefit from that so much more than just forging ahead right now. So as we move into Sagittarius season from the 21st of November, we are moving towards a dark moon. A new moon in Sagittarius arrives on November 30th. And this period of time is ripe for letting go, particularly on the altar to let go and sacrifice right now are goals and ideas of ambition and success that actually no longer are really what you want. And again, this is where you have to be subtle in your capacity to listen and attune and really work skillfully with your intuition. Because I think that for many people, we get attached materially to certain outcomes and ideas of who we are and what we're going to do and what we want with our lives. And sometimes when those desires or those ambitions begin to shift, we don't understand that what is going to come in their place is even better. And we might feel a sense of like, again, depression, despondency, confusion, or we might tell ourselves that we're just going through a phase. We might experience increasing fatigue or inability to really focus on something, and then we might beat ourselves up for it. And so I really cannot encourage you enough to be with the darkness right now. We are for those of you who are with me in the Northern Hemisphere, we are approaching the darkest time of year. That was, of course, the beginning of your season. And the skill building that you are doing right now is the skill building of moving through liminal spaces and unknown. So as we move towards the new moon, and if you are a person who does any kind of work around lunation cycles, if you have a meditation that you do, an altar practice, visualization, or you just put it in your calendar, November 30th is the new moon, and you give 5 minutes to think about What are the goals, the ambitions, and the successes that you have been orienting towards? And I'm going to say that maybe have even been given to you by culture, by society, by authority figures, by family members, by partners, by ideas that actually aren't you. They're not coming from your own center. Or otherwise, just, they're not right for you anymore because there's a little bit of a feeling of, I don't know if that's it anymore. I want to invite you to meditate on surrender, meditate on sacrifice. You might even do some kind of visualization or meditation, draw a picture, write in your journal, and go through a kind of journey with yourself. You could imagine, bringing what you have been working towards that maybe you're not so sure of anymore to the sacrificial fire and making an offering of it and asking your guides, your guardians, your ancestors, the universe, your higher self to help you make space for what is actually going to serve you and what is actually going to be of greatest service and greatest good to the collective to come into your consciousness at this time. And between the new moon on November 30th and the full moon on December 15th, sit back, get quiet, and allow new vision to come in. And new vision comes in as old vision falls away. And some of the ways that you can help the old visions fall away is actually just being with the problems of them. And so if there are things that you're like not sure how they're going to work out, allow yourself to focus on why aren't they working? And if there are larger circumstances in the world that seem like they are thwarting your personal desires, your personal plans, or what you imagine for the world, allow yourself to actually be with the problems. Be with the feeling of being thwarted. Be with the causes for that and be real about it. Allow yourself to feel anger, allow yourself to feel despair, allow yourself to feel opposed, but also relax around it. And so this is a great season to be working with death meditation, especially as we are around the new moon. Again, visualization, meditation, journaling, some kind of ritual enactment, allowing your body to relax and release, remembering that life is finite and a lot of the ambitions and goals and successes that we carry in our egos and identities we won't ever be able to achieve. And many of them are just catalysts for the path that we are on, which has nothing to do with the ideas of the things that we think that we are moving towards. So this is a great season for you to really open up to the spiritual, to the numinous, to the mystery. And then in the second half of the season, basically from December 5th until the solstice and beginning of Capricorn season, the receptivity that you can cultivate to the current conditions, basically your radical acceptance, your ability to be with what is, your willingness to look at the problems, to give attention to what isn't working and not try to fix it. If you can be with what is, the second half of Sagittarius season, I think naturally will give way to a greater comfort in the unknown and ease with allowing what's working to fall away, which will make space for the new. And there is so much coming in for you, Capricorn. And I feel that the second half of Sagittarius really starts to make this known for you. Freedom is calling on a collective level in really new and different ways. And some of the ways that I feel that freedom is calling you is in the ways that you can share what you have. And there's a feeling right now of you have gained a lot. Maybe you have gained a lot of experience or knowledge somewhere. Maybe you have gained a lot of material or some amount of material or financial wealth. Maybe you have gained inheritances and you have land and space. Maybe you have a lot of relationships that you nurture and attend. But there's something that feels like it's calling you to share what you have. And from the 5th through the 21st, orient yourself towards gratitude and appreciation for what you have. And I want to encourage you to include yourself in that. You have your body, you have your mind, you have your intelligence, you have your skills. You have all that you have learned because all of the challenges that you have navigated through, the experiences that you've had, you have so much to give. And there is big support right now for you to be sharing what you have to give and also expanding what you have because you're sharing it. Abundance thrives in conditions of generosity, and your generosity is being called upon for the foreseeable future. And as you share what you have, it feels to me that more support is coming in for you in ways that give you a more stable, solid base and foundation. I think a lot of you are ready for some new experiences, particularly when it comes to the notions of belonging and home and family. Those are enormous words. They have really deep and expansive meanings. And I think that you are ready to deepen in to those feelings now, and the context and conditions that will allow you that new depth are waiting for you to extend your appreciation, your generosity, and your gratitude, because those are the kinds of energies that allow you to see what is already here and also what is coming in and what wants to connect with you. So this is a great time to join group efforts, coalitions, organizing, especially those of you that might have ideas around how to provide for the greatest good. That can mean so many different things, but again, there's a theme of generosity and appreciation and participating in building foundation and solid, stable ground for belonging, not just for yourself, but for others as well. And as you invite new connections in, as you look for opportunities to give and share what you have, you are also going to be opening yourself to new ideas, new relationships, new kinds of conversations. And hopefully your mind is opening in a lot of new and different ways to what is possible for you. I really want to emphasize the importance of experimentation and adaptability right now. A lot of you are shifting in the ways that you want to be sharing with others. There may be ways that you have become enmeshed or entangled or committed to certain kinds of exchange that are no longer helpful for you. They're no longer generative. They no longer serve the situation. And so some cords and bonds and agreements might need to get renegotiated or actually ended altogether over the course of the next several months. There's not an urgency around that right now, but again, notice what isn't working and make space for new kinds of intimacy, new kinds of agreements, new kinds of trust, new kinds of reciprocity. And a meditation for you as we move towards the full moon on December 15th and into Capricorn season is to really focus on your breath and to remember that your breath is already an act of generosity. You are breathing the breath of the plants and the animals who have fed the plants and all of the elements who feed all life here on earth. As you breathe, you are participating in global reciprocity and really taking the time to just feel your breath, sense your breath, focus on the exchange, giving and receiving, And as you inhale, really affirming to your body, mind, to your being that you are worthy of receiving. And as you exhale, affirming to your body, mind, and affirming to your being that you are so important here. You are an absolutely essential piece in the great, great, great big puzzle of life. And what you give is also needed. You can receive from the world around you, and you have a lot to give. Try and bring that into your cellular consciousness and your somatic awareness and your spiritual curiosity, and let go of the ideas about what it looks like to give and receive. Let go of some of the attachment to fixed outcomes that you think that you want when it comes to receiving and giving. Be with your breath. Be with the mystery and the magic of this one and precious life that is fleeting. And in that space of simplicity and openness and listening, see what wants to come in. Because I think that there are a lot of new opportunities for you to connect, to be held very deeply in new kinds of relationships, seen, witnessed, celebrated, appreciated, given to, and so many opportunities for you to share what you have and actually to discover that you have a lot, maybe that you didn't even know, and share that in new and different ways. Capricorn, I am wishing you so much abundance, so many opportunities for gratitude and appreciation in this coming season and beyond. I hope any or all of that is helpful to you. Bye for now. Thanks for listening to your Sagittarius season reading. If this horoscope resonated for you, please show your support by liking, following, and subscribing, and by sharing this work with your friends and community. I also hope you'll consider working more deeply with us at Embodied Astrology. Because we time our classes, workshops, and events with current transits, we're always offering to the present moment, and we're usually right on time. Every month and throughout the seasons, we engage the creative, experimental, and experiential aspects of current astrology. And our work is always given with an ethos of generosity and accessibility. Our classes, workshops, and series are available with scholarship and sliding scale, and no one is turned away for lack of funds. We do rely on your support and presence to keep us going, though. So help us sustain and support our work by making a one-time or recurring donation, becoming a member, or signing up for one of our offerings. Our offerings this season are exciting, and I hope that you'll join me for some of them. Every Monday, I offer a class called Somatic Space, where we prepare ourselves to work with the astrology of the week ahead through gentle healing body practices, breathwork, meditation, and visualization. You can drop in once to try it out, or if you become a member, you'll also get access to the past class video archive and Tea Time, a monthly conversational space where we learn and share how astrology is moving through our lives and make great friends and build community in the process. Over the course of Sagittarius season, we're also offering a number of unique workshops that are times to help us meet this moment of change and transformation that Sagittarius season is bringing. On Sunday, December 1st, Embodied Astrology is honored to offer a new moon somatic grief ritual and ceremony of connection with ancestors, elements, and the earth, facilitated by Ekua Adisa. Ekua is a grief guide, death care worker, medicine person, medium, world shaper, and ritualist who will be joining our facilitator, Sherry Taylor, in her Embodied Astrology series exploring the femme and queer faces of Saturn, Salve Equagula. Sherry will be joined again on the solstice, December 21st, for a year's end writing ritual co-led with Janata Petrus. This is an opportunity to reflect with the astrology and the personal and collective lessons of 2024 before we transition into a new calendar year. In between these two sessions with Sherry, you can also join Janata for December 15th's Full Moon Artistic Alchemy session, where you'll learn more about the Sagittarius-Gemini axis in your chart and practice tapping into this energetic polarity through prompts and personal reflections that guide support for living and expressing your courageous creativity throughout the seasons. Finally, on December 7th, the day that Neptune stations direct from its 6-month retrograde, please join us for the final session in the Nebula Lab series hosted by Gabs 404. Over the past 6 months, the Nebula Lab has been a place where we've been learning about Neptune's current transit in the last degrees of the zodiac through art, culture, media, embodiment, history, and technology. In this culminating session, Gabs is joined by Danny D'Amelia. Danny is an artist and educator working at the intersections of performance, visual art, radical pedagogy, and social, relational, ecological justice. Danny will guide us in an exploration of radical intimacy, unnumbing, and expanding our awareness of interrelatedness beyond the human realms. These are, of course, some of the qualities and conditions which we'll most need in the year ahead and the years to come, so I truly hope that you can join us. You can find more information about everything and everyone I just mentioned in the show notes or through the study section at embodiedastrology.com. If you can't make our live events, but you still want to participate, your registration always includes recording access. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening and engaging. I truly hope to see you in an embodied astrology space soon. Bye for now.